So after being impressed with my VAX dual power pet advance, my faithful little carpet washer, it was time to buy a new actual vacuum cleaner. So I figured, well, I've been impressed with VAX, so let's stay with the range. I'd had a few VAX products in the past, as you'll see from my previous review videos. I've had a steamer, and I've also had a couple of good quality vacuum cleaners. So I figured, hey, it was time to give the VAX Airlift Drive a try. So all the various bits have just arrived today, and I'm just going to put it all together and see how it performs. Just a very quick observation after about 60 seconds of using the vacuum cleaner on a carpet that had already been vacuumed by my old vacuum cleaner. And the concerning thing for the old vacuum cleaner, and very impressive for this vacuum cleaner, is the sheer level of dust it is collected from one carpet that was otherwise just being vacuumed by another vacuum cleaner. Not just a small amount of dust and debris, but a vast quantity. Amazing. Okay, so extreme excitement over. Let's give it a whirl. So a very quick couple of observations. The actual brush bar is powered to create forward momentum. So there's actually a separate button further up where you can actually switch this on or off depending on how deep the pile is of your carpet. I have this obviously switched on and you can feel it pull forward. The second observation is it's steerable. So once you do release the mechanism, there is that twist and steerable function. The third observation is once the brush bar isn't on and you've switched that off, it is quite heavy to push forward. So if you're somebody who's maybe elderly or frail, it might be worth considering that when you do switch off the brush bar, it will be heavy to move. Obviously, 9 times out of 10, you're going to use it with a brush bar. So it's like power assisted vacuuming, I guess. But just keep that in mind. Some people might find that this might be a little bit too heavy. So let's continue with some cleaning. So when you're taking the VAX on more of a mobile cleaning, say you're cleaning your car, you're cleaning the stairs, you can actually press this button and it will lift off, and you can take this and it'll be portable, leaving this section behind. Oh, there you go. Got quite a solid feel to the plastic, which is quite nice. And then you can attach your attachments depending on what you want, or you even get the brush bar for upholstery and stairs. So let's give this a try. But again, on quality, it seems to be quite well built, which is reassuring. Not sure how that fits on there. Let me just recheck that and make sure I've got that right. I see. So actually you press this at the back and the handle releases, and this is what's used in combination with that and the brush bar for the stairs. So just as before, this lifts off, and I imagine first time user here attaches to the back of the handle. Let me see if I can work that out. Ah, yes. And then the tube will be your point in which you attach your accessories for the stairs. Just on a quick note, this is a little bit heavy. Not too bad, but again, imagine if you're quite frail, then this might prove to be a little bit heavy. Also, I can imagine it being a little bit topsy-turvy, but I think on the main, most people will hold it and operate like this, holding the handle like this and holding the handle like this as they do the stairs. So just looking at that a little bit more, you notice that does stretch, but initially that is quite solid. So let's just give that a try. I find that a little bit tricky to use, if I'm being honest, but probably because it's the first time I've used it and I need to practice a little bit more on the stairs. But I think functionally, to do the stairs every now and then, I think it's probably adequate. That's probably not something I would use quite a lot, to be honest. Maybe occasionally when I was doing the car outside. The main thing I would use it as the main vacuum cleaner, because I'm quite impressed by this powered dust bar. So I'm just pushing that back onto there. Obviously this is mains electric, which I'm actually okay with it being mains. Concentrate. Yeah, that's fine. That's quite easy. So I'm okay with it being mains electric because I'm not too confident in the batteries right at the minute being quite powerful enough to give me the performance of a main. So again, I'm just taking this off there. And everything's quite labelled well, like there's little labels as to where things go. See, like that, release clamp. Everything's quite very logical. That's for the brush bar. And that's to switch it on and off. One of the things I really do like about this unit is the light. So moving on to hard floors, one of the things I like is you can switch the bar off and on depending on how delicate the flooring is. And also pushing the vacs with or without the brush bar is effortless on this type of flooring, because obviously there's less pile, well there's no pile to create any drag, so it's very, very easy to use on hard flooring with or without the brush bar on. There you have it really, that's the vacs airlift drive, plus that's one of the topper models or the upper models with the drive function and the light and the steerable kind of maneuverability. But now I've just done the entire house of a house that was already vacuumed. I'm intrigued to see just how much dust and dirt it's collected. So the dust cart just lifts off that unit and then you can see the key 3 parts all together, and this is the dust and dirt it's collected on an otherwise clean carpet. Especially that bit there is quite concerning, all the dust and sand. Just make sure the camera can focus on that. But I'm quite impressed with that. I'm very impressed with that actually, considering that's a first time use and that's the level of dirt it's pulled out of what I would consider to be clean carpets. And I quite like this feature as well, where if it did get blocked, you have the ability to get to annoying little bits quite straight away and then just hook it back on. which I quite like that aspect of it. It looks like it's quite easy to clean, but that's yet to come. There you have it, guys. That's the review, very quick, on the VAX airlift drive vacuum cleaner with the dust track and the powered brush bar and the light. I put the model detail up and all the specs for you on the screen. So far so good. I'm impressed with it, bearing in mind what I've just seen come out. Obviously quality wise it seems pretty well built. There's a few flimsy bits around the handle and such, but I think for the price point it's reasonable. Yeah, I'll come back in another 6 months time and give you an update on see how things are going. Make sure the drive system's working and the swivel thing's working and nothing's broken and I've had no problems, but early days. But thanks guys, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and if you need a new vacuum cleaner, why not try the VAX Airlift Drive Plus. Thanks for watching.